Hello everyone. Today we are going to do a couple different techniques to make these cards here. I got the butterfly from the Silhouette Design store. It's got the two layers, the back and the front, and these butterflies are from there also. And I got the paper, this pink background, and this other purple from Sprinkles from scrapbook.com. And I will be using scrapbook.com's little foam tape, little strips. And I just use plain cardstock, white cardstock for my base. And it's just a standard little envelope. And where I use lots of different envelopes sizes, I just make my cards to fit. So no specifics, you just make them however you want to make them. And I tried different colors, and we're going to do a little watercolor kind of technique also. And so this here, and we're going to do this kind of cool trick that I found just by surprise today. And then we're going to also do some embossing. I love embossing. So these are our two examples, and this one will be with a different color. So let's get started. To start out with, we're going to do the embossing first, and I'm using Catherine Puller's little stamp set. Yeah, there's a better place. I don't know what the name, anyway, darling little stamp set. So not getting paid for by them to say that, just it's a cute little stamp set. And with embossing, pigment ink works really good with embossing powder too, or you can use like embossing, stamp pad, or the Versamark. But I am going to use the white embossing. I got this off of probably scrapbook.com. So put your little thing on your clear, tap it down, get the ink on there, make sure it's all covered, and don't throw it all around. I'm going to have to turn that over. Accidents happen, right? Okay. Then center it there. Just press firmly down. And you can't totally see it, but a little bit if I angle. And then I always use a paper towel, wet it, or a wipe, and kind of clean up my things. And I'll clean this better after, but I just wanted to get that first there. So I usually put paper down. I have a lot going on right here, so I won't. So I'm using black embossing powder, and just kind of put a bunch on there. Make sure it's all coated really well. And you can do the whole, rub the magnetic thing if you want. But then your extra paper is handy that way. Throw it back in so you don't waste. And that embossing powder is super old. I got it clear back from Stampin' Up! Ages ago. So, sorry, throwing my stuff around. Okay. And I'm going to use my little tweezers. They're from scrapbook.com, the little reverse tweezers. And my glue gun, my heat gun. Love to watch it come alive and start being glossy. There are some speckles around there, but that's okay because I'm going to ink the edges. Only takes a few seconds, and it's got that cool, glossy, pretty raised up feel. So with this card, because it's the little bit of the pink, I am going to I ink the edges with that. I'm gonna ink the edges here with this purple, but it's kind of more of a pinkish purple and deceiving. Like I said, there were a few of the speckles from the embossing powder, but that's okay, I love it. So we're going to put that on shortly. Move some of my stuff out of the way here. Okay, we'll start with this. This is my card that way. We're going to attach this. Using the Artiste Crafter's tape. Handy dandy. I think that's my crafter's word, handy dandy. I just basically kind of had a little less than a quarter. You have to hurry and get it quick. About a quarter of an inch all around the edges. Kind of the space. And I'm going to show you how to make this, but we're going to use this one here because we're going to make one. I'll show you the little method I used, but they won't be dried so we're going to kind of do a little bit of a backup here in 1 second. So line that up. And I ink the edges of this also before. Okay, now we're going to kind of skip ahead for a second here. Okay. Oh, that's on my other side. Okay, so what I did to make this paper, and here's the piece I'm going to use to make this with. I kind of put a little bit of the one color, and that's Coastal Storm from scrapbook.com. This one here, I've had it forever. It's like a purplish pink. I'm going to put that one down. And this is Fog from scrapbook.com, and it is really not very dark. I'm excited to kind of use it on some few other projects because it's not very dark. Stack those up. And then I spritz with water. Water's so handy to have around. Okay, so I took my paper and lay it down and kind of press. And I'm just going to move it slightly around. So I want to soak up that water that's there. And you can see the three different colors, that gray and the pink and the blue. So that's that. And then you can either use your heat gun and dry it, or you can just let it air dry. And I'm just going to let that air dry. But as you can tell, all of these came out a little bit different by doing that same method. So, and I kind of wanted to try a little different technique. And so this is my cutout from the little butterflies. And so I kind of did this, which was kind of fun. So, and I think I'm going to try this. So just a little dauber. And I really just kind of wanted them kind of faint. kind of, and you can kind of see, just slight, I'm going to move that around, just give slight little butterflies. I'll move that one right there. Kind of a fun little, you see, isn't that kind of fun? Okay, so I'm going to put this on, and I'm using the little row foam tape. So I am not using a whole bunch of it. Attach it. Put a little more. I'm just going to do it on the top and the bottom because it adds a little bit of dimension, but not too much. So you can see I put those kind of on different. I could put it there, and I think I'll put this one in the center just because. Like I said, I like how that's drying. It's a pretty color. Okay. So with this, I will use, it's hiding. I'm going to just a little bit of Artiste glue there. I think I want to do it, actually. Yeah, I'm going to throw it up here because I want to put the darker colors down below. Okay, I'm going to show you my little technique I found. Well, I guess I can add that. So what I did is put a little crease right there on the other side of the wings because it'll make it kind of pop up a little bit. And then I put a tiny piece of this right in the center there. Press it down good. Do not know what is there. And then just adhere it over the top so it kind of adds that dimension. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now to show you my little happy accident. This is so simple. Okay, so you put just cardstock, plain cardstock. And I was going to put glitter on these, but I decided it didn't quite work how exactly I wanted. So here's kind of two accidents, which I'm going to have to do a different card another day, but kind of get them wet. And I'm going to show you here. Because the cardstock, the color kind of comes out of it. If it's long enough, you can actually see. Maybe by the end of a minute. Okay, so take your little one or whatever, and I'm holding it like that, and this is what I found out. So I figured I want to dry it faster. So if you watch it, as it dries, it kind of curls up. So with curling up, it kind of gives it a 3D effect. So when I put it on the page, you will see. Maybe this will do. Maybe it was just on those two colors. But the other ones left a little trace, and I thought that would be super fun. So maybe it depends on the paper. But so keep watching here. You see it kind of curling up? Isn't that kind of cool? So then when I put it on the page, it's got kind of a curve to it. Put it on the card. Okay, last one. You watch it curl. Be really fun to try on some flowers. Okay. This space here. I think I'm leaving kind of a mess. I think I have to use a cleaner wipe when I'm done here. Okay, let's put these guys on. Now I'm going to attach these also by a little piece, just big enough to fit around the background, the back. And tiny little one. You can always, you don't have to use the phone tape if you're going to send them in the mail and you want it a little thinner. I have to cut that one down. But it's fun if you're just personally going to give a hand a card to somebody. The trash here by me. If you have any questions or anything, just leave them in the comments. Did this one right down there. Pulled up the wings a little. That about right there. And this little guy. About right there. And I thought it would be fun to add a little butterfly trail. And just do your little dashes. Where it kind of goes off the page, and you can, this is the fun thing, is you can do it, make it go wherever you want. kind of draws the eye to a different part of the page. There you go. Fun little butterfly. So I love spring and you, but different variations, slight variations, when a different color kind of changes it up. So there's a couple different little crafting techniques. So if you have any questions or have something you want me to make, just leave it in the comments. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe.